This is our new aerosol can bottom thickness gauge. It measures the bottom thickness of an aerosol can. When you get it, it will be in four separate pieces. The base is a very heavy, thick piece of steel. That will be shipped separately in a box. The two rods, the gauge head and indicator, will be in the other box. The way that you assemble it is these rods have two flats on them that will accept a wrench. Tighten both of these into the threaded holes. Once you do that, then you're going to have the upper unit to assemble onto the rod. There's a set screw down here. I'm going to loosen that set screw, and you see this comes off. There's a spring-loaded ball, okay, and there's a detent of a radius up in here for that ball to slide into. So what we want to do is we want to bring the gauge over to the head, the indicator tip, and make sure those indicator tips are lined up. While they're lined up, you want to have pressure on this because it's a spring-loaded ball, and you want it to indicate every time. Okay, so we get it so it's lined up. Okay, I think we have it. It could be a hair off. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but get it as best you can. Okay, we're going to turn the indicator does work. And then back here you're going to notice that there is a thumb knob and a screw, a wing nut. And what that does, there's a little bit of play in the bearing itself. And there's a center hole in the column. And there's an angle on the end of the screw. So when we tighten up that screw, just not super tight, but snug. And then we lock the wing nut. And that takes any play out of the bearing. So now we turn it on, and we're going to set this to 0. Every time we bring it on and off, we're going to keep this lever down to there. And we bring it back, it's going to snap into position. Okay. Hit the set button twice. I'm going to bring it out of the way. Snap into position. It should repeat every time on 0. Okay? So we're set. We'll do one more time. Set on 0. So now we have no play in the unit. It will have play, of course, if you force it either way. So now we're going to lift this up. We move it out of the way. Insert the aerosol can. We bring this back over. Now we let go. And you can measure around the thickness of the aerosol can, but not towards the edge, of course, because you're going to have too much of the dome is going to affect the contacts. If you put it in the middle, you could actually spin it to see if you're in the middle. And that's the thickness of our bottom can there. It's 14 thousandths and 5/10 of an inch. So now we pick up indicator tip, we slide it over, and now let's bring it back, and we're right on the money again. So we know our gauge is reading correctly.